Chapeeka versus Micius. Thinks it'll be the next one, I think. Micius. Alright, so Micius is the Chinese, and Chapeeka is the Portuguese. The Portuguese, yeah. So, basically, it's going to be a pretty interesting match to see who wins this one. I've had mixed situations with the Portuguese versus Chinese. There have been times where there was a really cancerous Portugal that set up Dragoon Cazador, and I just did not really have any sort of solution to that situation, and it went really badly. But at the same time, it's like there were situations where I had a really good offense with China, with hand mortars and variety of troops, and I was able to keep the Portugal sort of pinned and prevented them from really growing, and then was able to eventually siege their town centers down with hand mortars. So I think China's got a pretty reasonable chance against Portugal here, and vice versa. So we'll have to see who ends up winning this one in the end. Yeah, should be pretty fun. Yeah, we'll have to find out. Fitulias, of course, is going to always be the first card you get as the Portuguese, because your Civ does not get villager cards. So best thing you can do, at least get a small wood, food, and gold trickle on your town centers. That's pretty reasonable, especially with the Portuguese. With each age up, you get a free covered wagon. Another trickle, because that trickle will be on that town center too. So by the time you get to like industrial age with 4 town centers, you're getting a lot of trickles done. For sure, so it's quite good. Yeah. Whereas China... Yes. Okay, so this China deck has T-Export first. Will we see potentially Northern Refugees be added in, or... Yeah. This is sort of China's answer to the villager card thing. They don't have, like, a normal, finite villager card. What they do is they basically have these types of cards where you get a villager from each village and town center. Village being your house structure here. So if you have all 6 villages with the town center, then you would get up to 7 villas from it, which is really great. If you use some of those village build limit increaser cards and get your village build limit up to 8, and have like 3 town centers, then you get 11 villages from it. So it's a pretty big boost. So, but then again, that costs a lot of wood. So obviously you're not going to get that in a realistic 1v1 match. You're going to get something more like 2 to 3 vills with the refugees card. So yeah, just so you know, like, yeah, it has the potential to be good as giving you 11 vills, but odds are you're never going to get that in a realistic match. You're more or less going to get 2 to 3 vills out of it, which is a lot more in lockstep with, you know, the cards that the other villager card containing civs are going to have. So yeah. Okay, so this China, going the Breaking Me build order, French consulate, followed by a porcelain tower. So this China is a bit more nuanced and stronger at the game than some of the other Chinas would be. Yeah, definitely when I see a China running that build, I'm like, this China knows what they're doing. This China definitely knows what they're doing. Unequivocally, they sort of have their strategy hashed out and everything. So we'll see how good this China ends up doing here, right? Okay, the Portugal, on the other hand, going up with the Naturalists. Get some bills, get some herdables. It's pretty good. China should... Well, when you go with the Breaking Me type build, you always go Fast Fortress. Now, what you get for cards and what you do, it varies. I know Breaking Me always would do Castle with Flamethrower. Looks like this China's a bit different. It has just some unit shipments, crates, and then the Rattan shield over there, yeah. Now, interesting in age 3, when you do the Breaking Me Bill War, you normally go for this card, Biang Army, to get your Step Riders and a big army of Step Riders and Kijiks, and then get their veteran upgrade there for free. So yeah, that's pretty good, right? Yeah, exactly.
是的，请下命令。是的，请下命令。
Alright, diplomatic intrigue is coming in. That's going to grant him about enough export to basically get some more crates out of. Oh no, he's switching the Brits now. Interesting. I've never seen that before. So instead of like getting the value of getting all the other crates, he's just going to sort of jump into the Brits. Oh, fascinating. And then he's going to get a batch of red coats. I've never seen it be done that way before. No, it's a bit different. It's a bit different than what I'm used to there. Yeah, definitely it's a bit different. Portugal also going Fast Fortress, of course. It's like the build order to do with the Portuguese is Fast Fortress. Ideally, naked, straight up Fast Fortress, because obviously, the sooner you get a third town center, the better you're gonna be. I mean, don't delay again another town center if you can avoid it. Like, town centers are such good structures for any civ. You defend your villagers, they provide you another queue of villagers. Plus, with Fiderias, with Portugal, yours has this trickle here too: the food, the wood, and the gold. So, yeah, Portugal is a fast fortress civ, guaranteed. If you can't fast fortresses Portugal, it means your opponent is really good, and they're really sticking it to you, really good. So, yeah, it's like this Portugal is gonna get a fort to defend this section here. Yeah. Where's the covered wagon gonna end up going for a TC? Good question actually. Should be able to find out rather soon, yeah. Basically. There it is. Good. Yeah, see, this is like peak Portugal right here. Triple Q town centers. It's why in that game earlier where Sweden kept doing really good fights against Portugal and like wiping out like 20 or so organ guns, they were still able to win just because they had so much Vill economy at that point. It didn't matter that they were losing organ guns like hotcakes. They just had so much Vills bringing them in resources, it like didn't even matter at that point. Yeah. Now we'll see if this British consulate Chinese here can do any better, you know, with these red coats and stuff. It'll be seen, you know. I think in the case of the Chinese at least, they got some means to pick apart the Portuguese from long range. They can get a ton of hand mortars and start popping them from long range, provided they can defend it from things like cazadors, dragoons, all that stuff. So yeah, will be interesting to see what happens there, but we'll find out soon enough. It looks like the Portugal already has a queue of halberdiers from the fort and the organ guns. Yeah, I guess that's the one good thing of going with the fort is you don't need a barracks and you don't need a stable because you can get all your power player units right out of here. You can get your halbs out of here, you can get your dragoons out of here, and you can get your cazadors out here. No need to make, you know, pikemen, crossbow, and muskets in a standard 1v1 with Portuguese. Just those three things I mentioned. And I can't remember. Can you get organ guns from a fort as well? I know you can make falconets from a fort, but can you get organ guns? Good question. Yeah. Culverins. They train culverins from their foundry. Oh, they're getting culverins for the flying crow. I don't know about that. That's a little weird. I've never heard of somebody getting culverins to deal with flying crows before. That's a little strange. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit confused about that actually. Yeah, no. It's a heavy-handed response, I think, is what it is. Because I feel like, but I could be wrong. I mean, obviously I know organ guns have their shortcomings in artillery battles, so maybe the culverins are necessary in the event. Yeah, no. I'll assume that they are. I'll assume that they are basically in this situation. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Alright, so this is really bad. Gunpowder units get an easy shot on those halbs. Okay, so now he's just going to pick apart this monastery that for some reason he put out in the middle of the map. Do you know why he put a monastery out in the middle of the map like that? Like, what's the point of that? I don't know. I don't know why he stuck it out there. That's a little strange if you ask me. Oh, absolutely. I have, like, no clue why he stuck it out there. It's, like, really wacko to me. Yeah. Super duper wacko. Yeah. Big time. 100%. But, yeah. How many flying crows is he on? So he went industrial, and he's actually got the infinite flying crow thing behind on his belt at this point. So now I kind of understand the culverins. Yeah, probably anticipated he was going to go massive on the flying crows. And, okay, he's getting the culverins into place here. Culverins are ooh, I like how he's using the halbs as sort of a distraction here, so he's able to take out less organ guns overall. Yeah. Now he's kind of pinned. He has to get all these disciples out to go Triming Trufa Hauda on top of his cult. Alright, well, disciples here theoretically is really good because these are like light infantry, like they're shock infantry, right? So they're like a hand cavalry sort of. So they can actually go kung fu fighting against all that artillery and take it out rather quickly. Yeah. I think the disciples can take a volley of the organ guns, right? Yeah, no, they can. They can. What's going on over here? Going after the Confucian Academy. Probably the one you don't want to lose. Well, you don't want to lose this one either. So he's gonna do something. He's gonna do something to try to get him off. He's not gonna let him just shred everything with the organ guns for free. Nah, he's just not gonna let. Oh, he's gonna get the culvert. Well, the thing is, if he goes into normal mode with the halbs, then he can't use the cover mode, so he's going to take full damage from the flying crows. But if he goes into cover mode, and he protects himself from the flying crows, and then basically he's got the issue that he's not moving fast enough, and then all the shock infantry is just going to run past him. Like exactly what he did there. The disciples came in, and then he shipped in the huge infinite shipment of the rattan shields. The rattan shields. We don't always see the rattan shields be used in a game like that. It's kind of interesting. And no, he didn't get an infinite shipment. He got a bigger shipment of them, a bigger one-time use shipment of them. But that being said, now he's got some big stuff there. Yeah. Oh, he's got the royal horsemen from the monastery. Wow, that's something we haven't seen all day here. Now that's crazy. Oh, he's got the Traban shipment now. Yeah. Is he gonna try to engage with these Trabants? No, it doesn't look like he is. He's just gonna pull out. Alright. Yeah, basically Royal Horsemen are like these very pop heavy mega super duper cuirassiers there. Like crazy. Yeah, no, it's got like 3 splash. It's like a monster unit. Like a big King Kong cavalry, yeah. A King Kong cavalry. Never heard of that before. Alright, so Flying Crows do take out an organ gun. Very nice. Ooh, I thought he was going to get another one. He just blasted him at the right second there with his organ. Wow. Man, that's great. That's great if you're Portugal, that is. Not great if you're China. China, it's pretty sad. Makes you want to cry. Makes you want to cry, yeah. I'm sure it makes everybody want to cry. Yeah. Big time. Yeah. Ugh. Ooh. He's using the Flying Crows to attack the fort now. Yeah, if he can get these organs to come forward and blast them too, that'd be crazy. Yeah. Can you attack a... Yeah, you can stay 2 range out of the fort. Okay. I was trying to figure that out. I was trying to figure out if you could attack the fort with the Flying Crows without getting counterattacked, but tough to say. Alright, now he's got some Royal Horsemen again. These guys are pretty powerful. How many villas is Portugal on, by the way? That's important to follow. 69, so he's growing pretty big there. And now he's getting another culverin, single culverin to deal with the Flying Crows. I think in that case is pretty okay. You just need to get rid of these things and everything else starts to become a little bit easier for you, pretty much, yeah. Ooh, big time. Four Flying Crows, that's great. Ooh, we got an organ. Wow. Nice shot there. Nice shot. Good shooting. Very good shooting. Ooh, Ever Victorious Army. That's a great one. That gives you 3 Flying Crows and then 8 Iron Flails. Yeah. The thing I don't like is it doesn't give you an answer to, like, Halbs. Well, it does give you an answer to Halb, but it doesn't give you an answer to Dragoons. Dragoons, like, hard counters that quite good. Oh, man. It's got the town center right here. Ooh, good. Oh, nice. You're able to use the splash. Alright, now things change quite a bit. Because now you can just run these Iron Flails in and just run right after those organ guns. Yeah, no. Are these up the guard or no, just veteran? Yeah. I think he's mostly just trying to train Royal Horsemen with this gold, which is totally fine because Royal Horsemen are absolutely beasts compared to the Iron Flails, I think, statistically. So yeah. That to me seems pretty reasonable, actually. Yeah. Ugh. What's his ultimate? So he's gonna go Forbidden Army. You can't just make Forbidden Army for the sake of making Forbidden Army. He has to have some context behind it. Because I think in this situation, you probably need some Arquebusiers. Yeah, Arquebusiers would probably do you a little bit of good here, honestly. No. Yeah, no, I would get Arquebusiers here. That's at least my opinion. My opinion says Arquebusiers is probably what you want to get. Yeah, typically. Most definitely, so, yeah. Get some of those lovely Arquebusiers going, yeah. Big time.
Yes.
How many time serves is Trans only on 2 TCs? Right. Yeah. Oh well. Because now it looks like how many wills is he on? Alright, yeah, because I'm noticing his resources are starting to bleed dry a bit, so how many he doesn't have any eco cards. That's not good. How about the Portugal? I didn't even think to look for that stuff. Does the Portugal have any eco cards? They have eco theory. That's something. He does have the royal decree as well. The Treaty of Tordesillas. That's actually a good one because it gives you a nice trade-off one where it makes your mill gather rate really good. So combine that with eco theory, you can actually get some good stuff there. Yeah. Quite good actually, yeah. Going in too deep with that cavalry probably, right? Yeah.
Qual é a sua ordem?
Qual é a sua ordem? scene?
Qual é sua ordem?
Going after his porcelain tower is a pretty spicy move there. Cut down some of his economy even further. Yeah. Doesn't have anything he can fight back against it too, right? Doesn't have hand mortars. What is he gonna pull off here? Yeah, he's like starving of resources. I don't know what to say about this. This is insane. Getting completely cooked there, yeah. Big time. Ooh, that's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, big time. Wow, look at that. This is actually, now that I'm looking at, this is the type of thing that I used to deal with sometimes in ranked games when I was trying to versus Portugal. It was getting to the point that the Dragoons and the Portuguese were actually beating my skirmishers, which makes no sense because think about it. Skirmishers have multipliers against light cavalry. You Dragoons should not be beating you there. It's insane. But believe it or not, that's something I had to deal with. It was like really insane. I know. It's crazy to think that basically, yeah, no, it's brutal. It's like, it's really crazy. Dragoons beating your skirmishers, but no, it happened. Like, this guy had all these Dragoons there, and I was like, wait a second, I should be able to beat them with the skirmishers, right? The arquebusiers, and then like, no, it didn't even work. It was insane. Like, I was like, what is going on here? I mean, look at them. They have upgrade cards on them. At guard level, these veteran upgraded dragoons are beating and humbling him. Alright, he sent Dragoon Combat. Alright, did he send Order of V's? So he did not send that one yet. No, he's not an industrial yet, so he has not sent that one. Okay, so he hasn't even maxed these Dragoons yet. He hasn't made them into the Yanets, the Lusitanos yet. I think it's Legionario Dragoon or something, the Legionary Dragoon. And he did not get Order of the V's yet to get their range up. So he's just working with pretty baseline Dragoons here with just one combat card on them. Not a whole lot. You know, cleaning up his skirmishers like nothing. That to me is like really telling, you know? Yeah, no, it seems like something very akin to even the Omen matchup they used to have. Yeah, it's really crazy. Think about it, yeah, big time. I'm gonna get one of those crazy flies again, man. It's insane what those things keep doing. They keep going. Ugh. Insane. Iron Troop? He has Iron Troop? I just noticed he had Iron Troop. Look at that. Iron Troop. When do you ever see anybody get Iron Troop? That's crazy. Oh, it is. It's really crazy. Yeah, big time. Yeah, now he's just turtling the stall time at this point. Yeah, look at that. Insane. Insane to think he's turtling like that. Just for the sake of it, yeah.
Já me sinto mais forte.
Kind of weird he didn't send the Manchu a bit earlier to maybe fight the Halbs and the artillery much earlier in the game. To maybe give himself an edge so he could have like taken out some of the town centers and maybe pushed them back. But yeah, no. Too little too late, as they say. On a lot of that stuff, yeah. Absolutely. Okay. There's that. Yeah. I think for now we're probably gonna save this for another time. I see most of the people have left at this point, so yeah, pretty cool. Thanks for everybody that showed up for the stream today. It was pretty nice. I am running a campaign on the first stream that we did, so we can get more people to maybe subscribe to me and watch it. Get people interested in Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition, so yeah, that's